My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer. All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, I'm going to share with you lessons after 150 episodes of podcasting. Well, of podcasting about online marketing and internet marketing, social media marketing. I set out a year ago now to learn online marketing because I finally realized after 16 plus years in the profession of network marketing that I didn't know anything about online marketing. Right, I'd been engaging in the internet and social media, and I'd been using those platforms very casually since the inception of those things. Things like Facebook, Instagram, etc. But I hadn't really leveraged the internet to its full extent to help me build my business, right? So I set out a year ago to do that, and I landed with this podcast. Well, I'd already been podcasting, but I landed in podcasting for this particular journey, to document this particular journey and share it with you in September of last year. September 1st was when we launched our first episode of Path of the Network Marketer with the intention of podcasting every day for 100 days. Now, I hit 100 days 50 days ago, or a little bit more than 50 days ago now at this point. When I hit 100, we did a massive retrospective. It was like a 5-6 episode retrospective of what I learned after 100 days of podcasting. And then since we hit 150 recently, I realized that I didn't do a retrospective, or at least I didn't do a recap of some of the things that I've learned since 100. So that's what I wanted to do today. The biggest takeaways. The first is, it happened around the turn of the corner, right? Like when we hit the centennial, it started to dawn on me, and it kind of shook me a little bit that this realization when I had it, that as network marketers, we largely don't talk about actual marketing. Right? We don't talk about marketing strategies, marketing skills, especially online marketing. A lot of at least how I came up in the profession is through old school methods, old school strategies, person to person marketing, right? That word of mouth marketing, which I guess counts as marketing, but in the bigger sense of marketing as we know it, right? Broadcasting and broadening your reach out to the larger world, it doesn't get talked about. And so that's why, a lot of the misconceptions about network marketing is that it fails because once you run out of people to talk to, right? And that's not necessarily true. It's just that when you run out of people, when you talk to your friends and family, after you talk to your friends and family, you don't have the skills to get your message out there, right? Because we're not taught that. So that was a really big wake-up call for me, and that's kind of been one of my missions, one of my primary missions moving forward from 100 was to really it's just a wake-up call, right? To wake the industry up to the fact that we are actually marketers, and in fact, that's on the T-shirt, right? If you want to buy a T-shirt, there'll be a link in the show notes of this episode. We are marketers. That's going to be my tagline. We need to really start embracing the fact that we market. And in order to market effectively, especially in the digital age, we have to teach ourselves more skills. Because if we don't teach ourselves skills, then we're always going to be relegated to making a list of your friends and family, which is fine. But as we've seen historically, it has a very limited effectiveness, right? And it only has an effectiveness for a short term. So that was one of the big ahas, right? That was one of the big wake-up calls, and again, it happened around the turn of the century. I was going to say turn of the century, turn of the centennial, around the time when we hit 100 episodes. Now, since then, since I had been focused on really, okay, that's my message, I'm screaming it from the rooftops, what is the easiest way for network marketers, or really for anybody, to break into actual marketing? I mean, for me, I don't have a marketing background. I don't even have a business background when it comes to formal education. So how am I going to get into marketing? I had this preconceived notion about what marketing looks like. Okay, I gotta behave like an ad firm. I gotta, think about human psychology when I create my posts, and I gotta make fancy videos and take nice photos of my products and services. And so like it's super, super daunting for the average Joe, because we think about marketing in a sense of what big ad firms do with marketing, right? Like these huge firms that have billions of dollars backing them up to create these amazing marketing assets. It was very scary. It was very frightening. And so, what is the way for the average individual, excuse me, to break into marketing? Well, it was right at our fingertips. I mean, literally at our fingertips, because we all have, for the most part, access to the internet through our smart devices and our smartphones. And so social media became really the answer. Content creation and social media. Like it's a way to get yourself out there, to create a presence, and build an audience and create an influence for absolutely free. And you don't have to have any extensive background. You don't have to have, billions of dollars backing you in order to have an effective presence and an effective influence online. You really don't. So, from the need to grow our skills in the marketing department, the best entry point to that is content creation. Simple truth, right? It's simple truth. It's simple logic. That's what I was trying to say. Simple logic, because again, most everybody, I'm speaking in generalities, of course, but majority of the people already engage in social media and online platforms. So now it's just a matter of shifting the mindset around those things to be more intentional, to be more purposeful with the content that you create and publish, so that it serves your marketing needs, right? So it serves your marketing needs. So that's really where I've landed after 150 episodes, right? Like those are the two major things. I mean, of course, outside of mindset, the two major things that I'm preaching right now, right? Number one, network marketers, we are marketers, hashtag. It's on the t-shirt. And number two, content creation is the entry point for anyone and everybody, right? Like it doesn't matter what your qualifications, what your budget is, you can do it all for free. You can do it with the ease and simplicity of using whatever device you happen to own at the moment, right? It doesn't have to be super, super complicated. You can get your marketing and off the ground pretty much immediately, start creating a presence online and start building your audience and building your influence. So that's the major thing. That's really where we're at right now with this show. And that's kind of what I'm going to be building out in terms of the courses and the master classes that I'll be rolling out later this year, in a couple of months, hopefully, if not sooner. I think probably sooner, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll save that for another episode. So that's it. Hopefully that makes sense. And if this is something that aligns with you, if it resonates with you, if it's like, oh man, no, yeah, this really makes a lot of sense, come join us in our Facebook community. I talk a lot I talk a lot more about this stuff over there. Sorry, I stumble across my words sometimes. I talk a lot more about this stuff over there. You know, you're going to get deeper content, further content on marketing, online marketing, social media, creating a presence, as well as mindset, right? Mindset, belief systems, peak performance. That's all really, really important to the success formula. So it's facebook.com/group/path of the network marketer. You can click on the link in the show notes of this episode, and we can continue this conversation. So that's going to do it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. More from me tomorrow. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.